asked a very good question. How inflammation affects you. As we age, we become inflamed. And that's the new science. They call it inflammaging. It means not inflammation, it's inflammaging. You age as you inflame, and you inflame as you age. So aging itself makes you at risk for inflammation. Why? Because you don't have all the tools. Your hormones are off, your chemistry is off, your cell membranes are off, your mitochondria is dying off, everything is off. So what we need is to be able to continuously restore these, make sure that we have preventive measures by staying healthy and aging properly. How do you age properly? Is you eat correctly. How do you age properly? Is you make sure that the elements that are necessary for your healing are available to you. Like what? Like omega-3s. Those are very important for cell membrane. Cell membrane are the brain of the cell. They are the membrane. The brain of the cell is the cell membrane where the receptors are. So if you do not have a healthy cell membrane, do not expect yourself to function properly, because the communication between the extracellular stuff and the nucleus of the cell is gone. So the key to healing is to have good reception, good brain, which is the membrane of each cell, okay? So food that helps that is things that are rich in omegas, okay? Seafood, you know, seafood, especially if it's wild seafood, and small fish. Smaller fish has no mercury. And fish that are come from cold water, and deep cold water fish is loaded with fat. That fat of that fish is where all the good omegas are. So you don't eat good seafood, don't expect your brain to be fine. Don't expect your cell membrane, which is the brain of the cell, to be okay. So you need that. Now, sea vegetables are as good. So you really need to make sure you eat food that is loaded with sea vegetables. That's one thing. CoQ10. CoQ10 is so important. How do you use CoQ10? You use CoQ10 that helps your mitochondria. It's an anti-inflammatory food. Yeah, no, there is a lot of food. All the green food is anti-inflammatory. It has the avocado, a lot of the good oils, nut oils, are loaded with anti-inflammatory oils. So you really need good anti-inflammatory oils. Then you also need to eat raw food, food that is living food. What is raw food is? It's food that has not been killed by heat. So it's a raw living food. It has enzymes. Enzymes are anti-inflammatory. So really, you stay away from things that are inflammatory. Pork, what are the food to avoid? Pork is really the most inflammatory food on the planet. Second inflammatory food on the planet is gluten. Tell me how many people eat gluten as a staple of their food. Now, even when you go eat bread, you want to make sure even what you're eating. Sugars is very inflammatory. So food, number one, avoid inflammatory foods. We discussed them. Bread, gluten, pork, sugars. Then two, eat food that is anti-inflammatory, food that stops the inflammation. Add turmeric, curcumin to everything you're eating. Ginseng, ginger, all that great, those herbs, or oregano, green vegetables, nuts, those have a lot of wonderful anti-inflammatory properties for you.